Welcome back to Ford Hub, the channel where we explore the most iconic machines ever built, from classic American muscle to forgotten legends that shaped the car world. Today, we're diving into the final chapter of one of the most recognizable shapes in automotive history. This is the 1982 Corvette C3, a car that marked the end of an era, a time capsule of late 70s and early 80s design, and a reminder of how Chevrolet kept the Corvette spirit alive even during one of the toughest periods in performance history. So sit back and enjoy as we roll back the clock to explore what made the last C3 Corvette a nostalgic masterpiece. The 1982 Corvette C3 is often remembered as the car that closed the book on a generation. Introduced way back in 1968, the C3 carried the Corvette name for an incredible 14 years, becoming one of the longest-running designs in Corvette history. By the time 1982 arrived, the car had evolved into something more refined, more stylish, and more technologically interesting than people often give it credit for. It wasn't the fire-breathing muscle machine of the late 60s, but it had a charm that was unmistakable, a charm made of long sweeping fenders, T-tops, a pointed nose, and that dramatic fastback rear window that defined American sports car style. Under the hood, the 1982 Corvette featured the 5.7-liter V8 known as the L83. On paper, its 200 horsepower may not sound impressive today, but at the time, it represented progress. What made this engine special was the introduction of cross-fire injection, Chevy's early attempt at electronic fuel injection. Two throttle bodies sat on a cross-shaped intake manifold, delivering fuel more efficiently and helping the Corvette add some modern performance while meeting strict emissions rules. The 1982 model also came exclusively with a 4-speed automatic transmission, something that disappointed manual lovers but showcased Chevrolet's push for smoothness and drivability. On the road, the C3 Corvette still delivered the experience that drivers expected, a long hood stretching out in front of you, a cockpit-like interior that wrapped around the driver, and that classic V8 rumble that reminded you of Corvette's muscle car roots. Even though the power wasn't huge, the car offered plenty of torque, and that made it fun to drive. Light steering, sharp lines of sight, and a low seating position created a true sports car feel that you just don't find in modern cars anymore. The 1982 Corvette wasn't just about speed, it was about presence, personality, and attitude. One of the most unforgettable parts of the 1982 lineup was the collector edition. This special version featured a unique silver beige paint, gold-colored wheels, special decals, and a frameless glass rear hatch, something no other C3 had. That rear glass hatch alone made the collector edition one of the most desirable C3s ever made. It allowed easier access to the cargo area and gave the Corvette a sleek, modern appearance just as the C4 generation was waiting in the wings. Inside, the C3 had that unmistakable early 80s vibe. Digital displays were starting to appear in cars, but the Corvette still used deep analog gauges and driver-focused controls. The cabin wrapped around the driver with switches, dials, and vents placed like a fighter jet cockpit. It's the kind of interior that instantly transports you back in time, retro, charming, and absolutely unforgettable. What makes the 1982 Corvette C3 special today is more than its performance figures. It represents the end of a legendary era, the closing curtain on one of the most iconic shapes in American automotive history. It's the final goodbye to the shark body Corvette, a design that inspired posters, model cars, and dreams for more than a decade. For collectors and enthusiasts, owning a 1982 C3 is like owning a piece of rolling nostalgia. Here on Ford Hub, we love celebrating cars like this, machines that tell stories, carry history, and remind us why the automotive world is so fascinating. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into classics, legends, and everything in between.